Hey everyone, welcome to Review Roundup. This is essentially where I go and talk about all the movies that I saw in the previous month, this month being October. Normally I would talk about them in the order in which I saw them. First movie I saw this month was Joker, and I don't want to talk about that one first, so let's jump ahead and talk about Gemini Man real quick.
Gemini Man is directed by Ang Lee, of course, as you all probably know, and stars Will Smith and Mary Elizabeth Winstead and a couple of other people, Clive Owen, Benedict Wong. Gemini Man is really not good. I won't say it's really bad, but it's not good. It feels like the kind of movie that would have come out in 2005, like Elektra or something like that. It's a weird, not franchise action movie, action sci-fi that just doesn't work on so many levels. Will Smith's performance is one of the laziest I've ever seen from him. When he's acting as his younger self, there's a bit more emotion behind his words, but when he is the adult, 50-year-old Will Smith, he's just the most nonchalant Will Smith guy there could be. He doesn't seem like an assassin, he just seems like Will Smith. The special effects in this film don't look that good. They look fine when there's a lot of shadow and darkness in the shot, but if there's any sort of light on, and I'm talking about the young Will Smith and the facial stuff, it just doesn't look good when it's in the light. It looks pretty goofy. It just seems like his face is moving too much. This technology isn't quite there yet, I don't think. And the writing for Gemini Man is just terrible. There are so many dull, pointless scenes where these characters sit in
like robed, and they're just talking about nothing.
And they just go to a bunch of different parts of the globe, and it just seems like they're on vacation throughout half the movie. And the very end of this movie, it's terrible. The last scene, if you've seen it, is terrible. It's schlocky, garbage, but I love that it's in the movie because it makes me laugh. It's really funny. It's hilarious what they decide to put at the end of this movie. It doesn't fit in at all. It should not be there, but I'm glad that it is. This movie just has a dumb story. It's just stupid. I enjoyed it a little bit, but it's not good. I don't think I ever want to watch it again. I didn't see it in the 3D high frame rate. I was interested in doing that, but I saw it in IMAX the first time. I didn't want to see it again after that, so.
Because what if somebody actually knew what we really are?
I also saw Takashi Miike's new film, First Love, last month, and I really loved it. I've seen quite a few Miike films at this point, and each one is pretty different. This one, to me, is his most accessible, straightforward one. I feel like some of his films can be kind of hard to follow, and even though there are a lot of characters in First Love and a lot of moving parts, it's really easy to understand, and it's just a really energetic, exciting, and honestly hilarious movie. If I had to compare it to anything else, I'd say that it's a lot like Baby Driver. Even though there were so many characters, I feel like every single one of them honestly had a really good arc, and everything mattered. There weren't any pointless scenes in the movie. It moved at a really brisk pace. Like I said, it was really funny. I really liked the main characters, the boxer and the call girl. I just really liked First Love, and I thought it had a pretty sweet and touching ending, which was kind of surprising. Yeah, First Love just really had me from start to finish. It has a really good score too. The soundtrack and score is really cool, so if you like Miike's films, First Love is a really good one. Of course, The Lighthouse came out in October, starring Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson. But I mean, The Lighthouse, what can you say about it? I mean, it's gorgeous. I love the aspect ratio. The black and white, I love it when a film decides to go black and white because it just looks great. I've never seen a movie that looks as good as this one. Just everything about it just is so authentic and real looking. And the performances. I mean, Willem Dafoe has always been a fantastic actor. He's done a lot of crazy projects, and I think that this one really fit his aesthetic really well. I think he was perfectly cast. I don't think that anyone else could have pulled it off the way he did. Robert Pattinson, I've also really grown to appreciate. I loved him in The Rover. Great in Good Time. I feel like other actors could have done what he did, but he did it really well. This is a really claustrophobic, tight movie where you never really know what exactly is happening. I definitely have to rewatch it again because I didn't know exactly what to make of it. I knew I was watching a gorgeous picture and their accents. It's another thing I want to mention. It was really hard to understand what they were saying in this film, so when I watch it again, I would like to watch it with subtitles because I feel like I missed some key plot elements and key character development because I didn't hear them very well because their accents are they're very different and they're hard to understand. And The Witch was a lot like that too. The accents and the dialect in The Witch was very unique, and that's something that Robert Eggers does really well, is he does a lot of research on this stuff. They actually read like journals of lighthouse keepers from this era, so everything about it is really authentic. And no one else makes movies like this. I've never seen a movie like The Lighthouse. I really commend it for that. I personally need to watch it again to know exactly how I feel about how everything plays out, but it's definitely worth watching. The Lighthouse is fantastic. Alright, we have 2 more movies to talk about. I'll talk about Joker now before I talk about the last one. Joker, to me, the thing is, I think that the story surrounding Joker and the world that they built, the way they developed Gotham as a city, because the city of Gotham is a character in this film. It plays a big part, and there's a lot happening in the city, and you really have to buy into the events of this film. And that is where this did not get me. Most of you have probably seen it by now. Towards the beginning of the movie, Joaquin Phoenix, Arthur Fleck, I think that's his character's name, he kills some people on a subway, and it just sets this whole thing into motion, and the whole city goes crazy because he killed some Wall Street guys or something like that. I didn't think that was very believable. I didn't really like all the stuff with Bruce Wayne's father. It just felt really like shoved in there. And it has this like Fight Club-esque reveal at the end of the second act of the movie, and it was just dumb. It was so unnecessary, and that's definitely something that Warner Brothers wanted them to cram in there to make the audience go, oh, so that's what was happening. But it was already so obvious that it just really pissed me off that they put it in there. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. The Fight Club moment, alright? That's all I gotta say. That scene sucked. I liked the last third of this movie, the scene where he went on to Robert De Niro's talk show. That's my favorite dynamic of this film. Arthur Fleck wanting to be this comedian, but he just isn't funny. He's just more disturbed, and people just aren't going to understand his sense of humor because he just doesn't have the skills to be a comedian. It just makes them uncomfortable. And I just thought that whole scene where he was finally embodying the Joker on Robert De Niro's talk show, I thought that was the best scene in the movie. I thought that Joaquin Phoenix was perfectly cast. But other than that, this movie didn't do it for me. I don't know, it just didn't. I wasn't expecting to love it. I kind of figured that I would I don't know, I don't want to say that I was making assumptions about my opinion going in, but I wasn't super excited for it. And I guess I'm glad I wasn't disappointed, so I don't know. And that's Joker. That's my opinion on Joker, at least.
Send in the clown.
And the final film that I saw for the month of October was Parasite. This, I can't say much about it. I love Bong Joon-ho as a filmmaker. He is one of the best Korean filmmakers, and just honestly filmmakers, period, right now. The first film of his I saw was Snowpiercer, and I know a lot of people don't love that film. It's his first English language film, but when I saw it, I thought it was so exciting. I really liked Snowpiercer. There were so many different characters in it. It was a really fresh sci-fi action movie at the time. I like Okja a lot too, and his Korean films, The Host and Mother, are the 2 Korean films of his that I've seen, and I think they're wonderful. I've never seen a bad movie from him. And Parasite, my god, I don't want to say anything about the plot, the cinematography, and shot composition.
Gorgeous.
The score is so engrossing. Everything about this movie just grabs you. The writing and the story and the way things play out are just so unlike anything I'd ever seen. I can't compare it to any other movies. A couple of friends asked me what other movies I could compare it to, and I was like, I don't know. I don't want to compare it to anything but give it away by comparing it to something. This movie's kind of a mystery, and when I say a mystery, I don't mean that it's a mystery film. I mean that the trailer doesn't give much away. It's a perfect trailer because it just makes you wonder what the hell is going on here. I can't not recommend it because I think no matter who you are, you will find something to like in this movie. There are so many different genres being twisted in this film. I thought it was fantastic. And the editing, oh my god. The editing, I've seen it twice now, and watching it a second time, I really paid attention to the way scenes and the story was edited, and wow, so satisfying. There are a lot of themes, and the characters. The characters are all great. There's a really great family dynamic. Bong Joon-ho has proven to be really good at making family drama and good family dynamics before, like in The Host. He continues to do that with Parasite. This film is wonderful. I love it to death. It's one of my very favorites of the year, if not my favorite film of the year. And I think that if you see it, you'll like it too. If you've seen any of these movies and have a different opinion than I do, leave a comment down below, or if you have recommendations for other movies that I missed out in the month, definitely do that as well. I know I didn't see El Camino, the Breaking Bad film. I don't watch a lot of Netflix movies. I'm kind of scared of them. I'm very apprehensive about watching movies on Netflix, but maybe I'll have to check it out. Breaking Bad was a great show. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I appreciate your support. Please hit that subscribe button if you liked this and you're not subscribed, and I will talk to all of you later.